Hello and welcome back to BPS TV. Thank you for joining us once more, especially those of you that have heavy heads after the unbelievable news that England are still in the European Championships. I know, incredible, isn't it? Absolutely unbelievable. But more importantly, what's even more unbelievable is that you can now get this SmallHD entry-level monitor for only £755 English at the authorised dealer of BPS. Yes, I know, I'm sharing that info with you even though you have a heavy head. Now, this is a proper aluminium casing, proper picture monitor that goes on your camera. And why, you ask, should I spend those pennies on a monitor? Because you want two things. You want to frame and see your picture correctly, and also you want the people who are paying for you to see the image at its best, and this monitor does that. It's a proper professional spec monitor that can either go on camera or be a director's monitor, and it is available here right now in stock. It has pass-through, it has SDI, it has HDMI, it can take 4K inputs, it can do all the usual frame rates. You can apply a LUT to a log image so you can see it correctly. You've got all the exposure tools you need. It's got the world famous, if you like, SmallHD page menu system, and here's what I mean, where you can go through and prepare different pages for different things. So you can have a focus one, you can have an exposure one, you can have different kind of layers. If, for instance, one day you were shooting anamorphic, you could have a D-squeeze ready. If you're doing spherical, and I don't know, off the top of my head, you wanted to look at, let's say, exposure. We'll jump into exposure one here. There we go, there's false color. So you've got those options, which I think is rather cool, that you can jump back. Me personally, I've just built this simple one here. It's custom page, going to here. And because I'm a simple human being, I only need two things. I've got my audio levels. You can see me chatting away. And I got my waveform turned right down, tucked on the right-hand side. You, of course, will formulate your OS and your monitor in your own way. And that's the beauty of SmallHD, completely customizable with a proper OS. Available also with two important extras if you are a Red Komodo user. Here is your camera control. And I think there's a kind of a discount at the moment that it's just over £1,000, about sort of 280 quid more. You get Red Komodo control. Now this becomes very useful on cameras that are tiny and have very small screens. Isn't it easier to use this as your control device? I know the bigger brother, the Cine E7, allows also Arri and Sony Venice control, but it's a good way of getting two things out of your monitor: a beautiful picture, but also camera control for those cameras that are supported. And finally, but not least, if you have an irritating director who you would like to be away from camera, this has the solution. There is a kit that allows a VLock and a Bolt 4K receiver on the back with handles. And the beauty of that, of course, is that you can give it to the very important person, and you can send that important person as far away from you as possible while you get on with the real job, and they can shout instructions from a distance. This is very, very useful and available on the Indie 7. So there you have it, SmallHD's entry-level offering. I don't think there's anything entry about it at all. I think it's a practical, beautiful picture and very hard wearing, and could serve you well for many cameras to come.